all you sports fans out there, and welcome to the Hot Seat Sports Talk. We are back for the second episode of the year. It's good to have
Out
you
of
guys
many
back.
more.
Out of many more.
Many more.
Many more until May. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So, it was a busy weekend. It was a very busy weekend for all sports. So, let's get into it. We're going to actually start with a baseball headline for the first time in a while.
Probably for a year, I would say.
Yeah. The Red Sox clinched number one in the AL.
Man, they're the team to beat. They have the pitching, the hitting, the fielding,
They're
outfield,
relieving.
relieving. They have everything.
They're having a good year. They're having a really good year.
They
need David Price to be healthy, though.
I think they have the most wins in the league.
I would say, yeah. At least.
yeah.
I think
Yeah.
they're either at 100 or they just passed 100.
Because I know Houston's behind them with like 92, 93.
Okay, yeah.
So, the NL West is tight. Rockies, Dodgers, D-backs.
Very close.
The Dodgers are back, though, in both their division and the wild
Yes.
card, so it's going to be hard. Even though analysts have projected them to make a playoff spot over both these teams, and
Well, how is it? Well, one of them's going to win the division.
the other would win a wild card.
Well, Diamondbacks are further back than LA,
But the Rockies are ahead.
and the Rockies are in first, so they could win the division.
Okay.
And if the Dodgers get up to the second spot, they get the second wild card.
Okay.
If they don't, they're obviously out. They're done.
I feel like it'll be Rockies and Dodgers, and
It will.
I'm hoping so. It'd be good baseball to watch. Saturday night, what happened in Michigan State?
what I said would happen. Well, I didn't say it would happen, but I was talking about it off camera. They played horribly versus Utah State, as I told you, and I thought that would
Here's the thing.
move over to Arizona State because Herm Edwards is a great coach, and he says he's going to bring that program back. And look at what they did. They beat a ranked MSU, and are they ranked now?
Yes.
Still?
Yes.
Barely.
How?
But yes.
25.
How? They lost to two unranked teams.
We lost to one.
Oh, they should have lost to the other one. They should have. I mean, it was
Here's
just
the
that
thing.
bad.
I haven't seen a college football team, or any football team, miss as many tackles as they did that night. It was horrible.
Yeah.
It looked like they didn't know how to wrap up. They did. They
Need to go back to
couldn't.
fundamentals.
They could not wrap up. Their offense couldn't get going. Their starting
Ryan
punter's now
Lewerke
injured.
needs to get better.
Yep.
Even though Jake Harbarger, he had almost an 80-yard bomb punt, which was pretty
That's-
cool.
It wasn't because of punting, though. It was their team in general.
Yeah,
Lewerke
yeah.
needs to get better. He's put more points on the board, as I've been saying.
Here's
He's
the-
definitely not
Arizona-
Heisman, Aaron. Definitely not Heisman.
Here's the thing, too. Arizona State has the number one receiver prospect in the country.
Okay.
As our defense as a whole, that's gonna tear up our secondary. And Michigan State did not have a pass rush at all. It was every time they have rushed 3 or 4, he'd have Arizona's quarterback would have all day to throw. All day to throw. He would step up. He kept missing. You watched the game. You saw him miss like 3, 4, 5 deep balls in a row. Eventually, he's going to hit one, and he did, and that was the go-ahead. So
But if the defense isn't stepping up, then the offense has got to step up, Aaron.
Yep.
That's what's got to happen, and they got to get better.
well, they got to buy this week.
They got to be better. They got to practice.
This is gonna be a
Practice.
big practice for them.
Yeah.
That's what they're going to look at this week. That's what they should look at this week. They got to go over.
They're
everything
lucky
that
they're not an
happened in
0-2
that
team.
game and make sure it doesn't happen again.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately,
Oh boy.
one team doesn't have a bye week, so they can't look at their film after Monday night's massacre in Detroit. It was I'll get you.
The first
The
10
fir-
seconds were awesome.
The first
I have
the first 6 minutes of the game were fun.
10 seconds.
Being there in person, watching that first 6 minutes of the game, that was fun to watch. Then the rest, I don't know what happened.
The whole team
Wha-
broke down. Not offense,
didn't-
special teams, defense. You can't blame just one. The whole team was horrible.
It didn't even look like the same football team that we saw last year.
It
What,
was
right?
horrible.
First I'll start with the offense first. Stafford looked horrible. We can all agree on that.
He was horrible.
He was
and then
horrible.
and to back it up, his offensive line were nothing. So even when he was being horrible, he was just getting beat up during the process.
The running game was not there.
I've been hearing,
As expected, there's never a running game in
I've been-
Detroit.
I've been hearing our peers throughout the week. What a shock no running game.
Same old Lions.
Same old Lions, no running game. I say that's half true. In the way they
In week one, it was definitely true.
They
but
should they can't start Blunt, and they're not this week.
He's been
They're
beat up
not.
too.
They're starting carry on this week. So
But we got to remember this,
Yeah.
though.
And-
It was the first game. You got to remember this. Maybe with new coach, new everything, new systems, they were trying to get into it. But I think the real worry will happen if they lose to San Francisco next week. If that happens, then
we
you got to
will
look
be
at
able to
everything.
tell, like us and everybody in this like the state of Michigan that roots for the Lions and anywhere else around the country, that what type of team this is. Is this a team that's going to be maybe like 6 wins, or if they come out and beat them like 34 to 6, okay, we might have something. But as I was just saying, it was a switch defensively. Again, like you said, first play, pick
was
6,
amazing.
that was great. Being there, I thought, wow, this is open up the floodgates. This is going to be a rout. This is going to be
Rookie
a good,
quarterback
this-
already throwing
yeah.
a pick six.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun night. Well,
Yep.
well, then everybody in the building and everyone watching know that it would be the opposite.
I will say that their
It
first
snowballed.
half, it was all right.
It snowballed.
Oh yeah. After a while, as the game went on, it just kind of looked like they all progressively, slower and slower, more and more, just kind of gave up. But they didn't like give up. They were
Well, they
still
couldn't
there,
give up
were
during a
still
game. They
trying,
still have to
but
play the
they
game.
weren't.
We were down going to the half. We come out.
They
We-
weren't
we-
as strong as they
We
started.
score on the first drive of the half.
We scored on the first play of the game.
Right, but no, I'm just
Second half, sorry.
Second, I'm talking about second half.
Okay.
Second half, Detroit gets the ball. They come out. They score on the first drive. Okay.
There you go.
That look-
well,
Maybe
Okay.
they're better now. Maybe
They're
they
all-
talked it over. Maybe they have plans now.
Then Stafford throws a pick. Then Stafford
Yep.
throws a pick 6. Then a punt return. And
Then 2 more picks.
an Isaiah Crowell 62-yard touchdown
That was
run.
crazy.
Yep.
That ended things. It looked they
Everything
looked
was
horrible.
horrible. Nobody was a team. They weren't
Everything from Stafford and the offense down to Matt Prater and the special teams, it looked horrible.
Yes.
It's horrible.
But again, it's still the first game.
Well, yeah.
We
And
need this will be talked about more if they lose again in a horrible fashion to the Niners. That will be
And-
where the talks happen.
And are people being too hard on Patricia? It's his first game.
Not yet. People shouldn't
Well-
be too hard on him yet.
Here's a little fact.
But
I
people-
believe there are 7 new head coaches in the NFL. All of them lost in week 1, either
Yes.
7 or 6. So
Correct. 0-7 first week, correct.
So it's not just Matt Patricia. All the new coaches have lost, and
Those-
some of our good teams. The Cardinals lost to the Redskins. That was pretty major.
That was a big one.
That was a good game.
Who else? The Colts lost to the Bengals. I don't know if the Bengals were favored or not. But
Raiders
with Andrew Luck coming back, Raiders lost to the Rams. I mean,
Who is this tight end? Jared Cook?
Jared Cook.
Jared Cook was, I mean,
It was
it's,
phenomenal.
he used to be a Ram
He
for the
had a
longest time.
Fantastic performance in week 1.
Again, week 1.
Week 1. So you got to see what happens next week.
I'm hoping he does the
If
same
he does,
thing.
if he does the same thing week 2, week 3, week 4, that's a good fantasy tight end. But we'll get into that later. But and people are like, okay, Stafford, same old Stafford. Stafford sucks. People are being like so fair weather about like Detroit fans. It's
They just want everything. They want to win.
in the offseason we talked about Detroit wants Patricia. We need Patricia. We got him.
I mean,
We got him. And people are, all right, fire him.
that's because they want to win.
It's.
In my personal opinion, I never wanted a new head coach. I always
I-
liked Jim
I-
Caldwell. But
Yes.
the organization thought that Caldwell couldn't make them go to the playoffs and actually win a game. They thought Patricia could with his background being a defensive coordinator for a Super Bowl winning team, the Patriots.
Right.
But the Lions, they just
What?
they don't want a process. They don't want to wait a season or 2 for all this to happen. They want to win now. They want everything now.
But is it Patricia, or you go out to the coordinators, Jim Bob Cooter?
It's everybody, Aaron. It's
I
everybody.
told you guys last season, Jim Bob needs to go,
It's everybody though, Aaron.
and I
It's not just one
guarantee.
person's fault.
And I guarantee, if we're just say we're 1-3
Or
by
one-
week 4, 1-3 after week 4, Jim Bob will be gone.
But what if they lose those games because of the defense and not the offense though?
Play it by
Like,
then.
they're
Play
just-
it by then.
I'm
Play
telling
by
you,
ear.
it's not
Play
just
by ear.
it's not Jim Bob Cooter, Aaron. Did you see how much points they put up. I know a
Do you
couple
s-
of them were pick sixes, but the defense wasn't that good either, Aaron. You got to agree with that.
Right, but Detroit has a better offense. On paper, they have a better offense than they do defense. That's just facts. They have a better,
Well, they just had a bad
and they
game.
have to produce. If you don't have a coordinator, they can't.
Well, you just got to wait to
call
see what
everything
happens.
up.
You have to wait to see what happens during the weeks.
Coordinator can call whatever he wants and it'll work guaranteed. It's all based on the execution, and Stafford could not do it.
Yeah, it's not the
That was
coordinator's
that
fault. It could
game.
be the players too, Aaron.
Nothing on the coordinators there. That was all on the players.
Yeah, the players are just horrible.
I don't want to say it. That was a horrible game.
And I'm saying
It was a
that
horrible calling
Stafford
game,
probably
too.
wanted to keep the pressure going because they were losing. He probably wanted to
Oh.
get those tight passes in, but they were horrible passes because
You
they all
could
ended
see
up
it.
picks.
He was trying to force it up the field.
He wanted to
and
win the
it
game
was
by
good.
himself because he wanted to do this for his team.
But
I
he,
wouldn't say by himself.
Well,
I like
he took the big step.
what he was. His targets, they were there. The passes just got
Marvin
read.
Jones and Golden Tate did drop a lot of passes too. I
They
saw a
did.
lot of clutch ones where down the
I
field
read-
Marvin Jones dropped a lot of them. I would say I saw 3 of them that he dropped that were
I
major.
saw a few.
I
Yeah.
read something during the week that one of the Jets defenders released a quote, and he said when Stafford would have his hand signals up, we knew what he was calling.
That's
They said-
called watching
they,
film.
They said we knew, they could change. No, they could change audibles and stuff during the week.
Yes.
When teams
But
change
did they?
when just say Stafford calls something on film, that's he says something, they could change it the next week so they don't know what they're calling.
But this was week 1
So they knew everything that Stafford was doing.
because they
like,
probably
they-
studied
they-
all
they
the
knew-
stuff that he calls. This is what happens when you prepare for a game. You study everything in the film, you practice for what they'll do, and then you execute. Obviously, the Jets executed. So, what are you trying to say that they cheated or something? Is that what
I'm
you're
not
trying
saying
to
that they should, but I just
They just prepared well. That's what that was.
That's just good preparation
Exactly.
for a game. They looked at what they needed to do. They did what they needed
They
to
executed
do.
and won the game. That's
There
the
it
Jets
is.
did everything perfect.
I'm not saying about the Jet. I'm saying about Detroit's end of it. If they know what you're calling,
How did they know that?
that's
This didn't happen until post game.
It's week 1. That stuff's never been called before this year.
It's the first
you're
week. They're
down-
going to change up stuff.
okay.
obviously.
You're Detroit. You're down 35 to 10.
You think they're going to come
You
back?
got to think of something. You got to change
Well, how much
something. You
time
got to
left?
change play calling. Well, it's 8 minutes left to go in the third. You have to think of something.
That comes
I mean,
down
you
to
can't
reading the
you can't you
defense's
can't
lineup.
just go out there. Okay, let's be Detroit and run the ball first two downs, and then we'll say, oh, we'll trick them. We'll go play action. They know it's coming. That's basic football. That's
Well,
If
they
you're
just played
running-
basic
But-
football. They didn't feel like they needed to do anymore because they probably already knew they weren't going to win.
it's just frustrating to see. Like you
gotta
build
keep
all this
seeing
hype,
those.
you build all this hype around this team, and this is how you open.
Well, believe me, that breaks my heart too because I'm a Lions fan. But I mean,
They're not done yet.
it's the first week. We got to
Still
keep coming back.
15 more.
Exactly. So we just got to. We're going to talk about this more because this will be even worse
Next week.
next week if they lose. That's
Yes.
my opinion.
If
But-
they get blown out.
Yes,
If they
yes.
lose,
Just
then
like
it's
the
close.
Jets. If it's like a field goal or
Still, you understand the backlash it's going to
Oh,
get
I
if they
definitely
lose by a field goal or something like.
well, no matter what, there's
Okay,
going to be
we're
backlash
0-2.
if they lose no matter what. If they win, they're going to praise Patricia, Stafford,
This
everybody.
is the greatest coach in the history
This
of
is
football.
what happens in media. You praise if you win. You
Hate
what's the
if
word? You hate if you lose. Yeah.
you hate.
No matter what.
you criticize if you lose.
criticize. That's what the media is all about, and that's what's happening right now.
And that's what we're doing right here.
Well,
But
yeah, but
is Sam Darnold really the Jets man, or was Detroit really that
I
bad?
think it was both. I think the
Again, like you said, week 2 will tell.
Yeah.
Playing Miami, again, not a good defense. But,
they were a good defense against
not
Tennessee.
a good defense, but we'll see how good he is.
Yeah, see how good he is.
So, and we'll get back to the NFL in a few moments. Frazier in the fall. Start with the Mac Red.
Can't believe
2-1,
Chip
2-1, Anchor
I'm
Bay
so
at 3-0
surprised.
Chippewa Valley. Anchor Bay went down last week.
And
Yes.
Chip won.
In Chippewa.
I'm very surprised Chip won. I picked the opposite. I picked, I believe, Romeo to win that game.
Yes,
That
and
was
they
cool.
ended up going down. So,
Yep.
Hmm.
I mean, now you got to build the hype. Home Chippewa game. That's gonna be
Chips,
crazy.
come
Yeah,
on.
you gotta
Yeah.
fire up Chips.
okay.
I'm sorry, but
Yeah,
that's what they do. That's
Yeah,
what
it's-
they do.
I,
What's Eric thinking over there?
I called it.
Yeah, yeah.
That's all I got.
All right, there we go.
called what?
Chip.
Chip.
Yep, he did.
Dakota undefeated at Stevenson 2-1. Stevenson won last week.
Stevenson.
They came back.
I go Dakota.
I'm gonna go Dakota as well.
giving it to Stevenson.
All
I
right.
just got a
Ooh.
feeling.
You got a feeling?
It's like
Okay.
the chip.
All right.
Like
Yeah.
the chip. It's just a feeling.
1 and 2 Eisenhower
Oh boy.
at 2 and 1 room. Looking at this on paper,
It's
seeing
crazy.
a 1 and 2 a losing record for Eisenhower, it looks funny.
That's why I
It-
believe they're going to win this game to even out to 500.
Yeah, they're gonna beat Romeo.
They got to come back.
I'm picking Romeo.
Ooh, Eric. Such a
Bold.
rebel.
Boldness this week. I like it. Let's go down to the white. Utica Ford ended up beating Utica last week 34-6.
Wow.
They're at Lance Cruz North, who beat Grosse Pointe South last week. Or Grosse Pointe
Wow.
North, excuse me. Yeah, they beat Grosse Pointe North. That by 5. So,
Does that work?
I'm going Ford.
I'm going to go
19-14.
LCN.
Mm.
I'm going to go with the home team advantage.
Lance Cruz North.
I'm going with LCN.
Thank you.
Ooh, okay. I'll take Ford on this one. Let's see. It's supposed to be Grosse Pointe North at 2 and 1 Mott. Mott last week shut out.
That's always nice to
Yeah.
have in high school games.
That's-
No matter what, that's
I think
always
it
nice
was.
to have.
I think I'm not 100%. I think it was 40-0.
I don't know what the exact score was, but it was a little bit up there. It was
Yeah.
a little bit up there.
So, something I'm not used to seeing. We're not out of a Ward Mott team.
They're gonna
It's
come
not.
back from it though. I got a feeling they'll come back from it.
Yeah, I
I'm
like
big
Mott.
Mott. Mhm.
Mott. Well, this is a game of two sides. 3-0 Grosse Pointe South, 0-3 Utica.
Sorry, Tyler.
Yeah, sorry, bro.
Yeah, Grosse Pointe South.
I'm sorry.
And I'm
South.
going bold. I'm going bold for this one.
Don't
They're-
say it.
They're going to win by a landslide.
Oh, man.
I won't give it a landslide. I'll say Utica will put up 28.
Ooh.
And
31.
South,
A lot.
There you go.
I'm calling it right. They're Grosse. You
think it'll be a shutout?
Utica will put up 17
Okay.
at least, over under around 17, and Grosse Pointe South will over under 40.
Wow.
They're just that good. They're that good of a team. All right, back down to the Mac Blue. 0-3 Cosno at 2-1 Port Huron Northern after beating Lakeview last week. I think this one's obvious.
Cosno.
Yep.
Yeah, I
No,
gotta
upset.
take Cosno. You know what? No, I'll change that. I'll go Port Huron Northern, just because
Cosno.
when they go 0-4, we go down 2-1 Lakeview at 0-3 Fraser. Okay, let's. All right,
I'm sorry,
all right, I'll
but
recap this real quick.
Lakeview just
40
got their first walk,
40
first loss last week, too.
Yeah, 42-7 was the final. It was 35-7 at the half.
Oh, well.
Yes.
Let's. I'm not making up any excuse. The field was like this. It was horrible. It was a grass field. It's horrible. Go up there. It's an hour away, and the official. We at least. I'm saying at least had. I say 13 penalties. At
That's
least.
crazy.
At least. You can't win a game like that. Not in a long shot. You
Was it
can't.
all the offsides, false starts, or
False starts, holding, unnecessary roughness,
Oh, boy.
targeting, face masks.
There was a targeting call.
There was a targeting call. It was a punt. We were punting down to Port Huron, and one of Port Huron's guys was going to the sideline. One of our guys making a B shot for him, and
Wow.
and misconducts, face masks, which I had one. Yes, I had a face mask. I was part of that penalty.
Kicker gets a face mask.
Yes.
Interesting. Very interesting.
And error
so,
and error after error. I mean, they kicked off. It was a short kick. None of our guys called it. Hits our guy on the shoulder pads, bounces off. They pick it up. They score 2 plays later.
Oh
Oof.
man.
They're down inside the 5. They throw a they're down inside the 10, I should say. They throw a pass. I'm giving a shot. Kyrie McGee makes a great knockaway, not even touching the defender. I'm like, right here. He's like right here from the receiver, knocks it away. They throw a flag for interference. They get it at the 1.
That's ridiculous.
It was you can't win a game like that's why I'm saying we're at least putting up 28 or 28-31, something like that.
You did also take a little bit of a spill that game, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Oh boy.
I don't want to talk about it. I'm still hurting a little bit from it.
Just a little extra point.
Let's just-
took a little shot to the leg.
Let's just say they let one guy come right through untouched and he drilled me. We'll leave it at that. But
Kick was good.
yeah,
Kick was good.
so all of us are taking Frazier, obviously.
Oh yeah.
But the thing, and the weird thing is, this week we're going up against our old coach before Coach Glad.
Yes.
It's Pat 3, and we know what he runs. They know what we run.
We have an idea. Yes.
We have an idea, and they have an idea.
Okay.
So
It'll be about the mind games then.
I'm expecting a fight. Just a really good close game.
Oh.
okay. Oh,
Ooh.
I thought you meant like a fight, like
Yeah.
like benches
There might
play.
be one of those.
Come
That'd
on,
be pretty
man.
interesting.
No,
Okay.
good game, like
And good
close
luck,
game.
and
Close game kind of
There,
fight.
there you go.
And good luck to you guys getting Bruno Mars.
Hey man,
Woo!
let's make it happen.
Let's do it.
Just
Retweet Twitter 98.7 Amp Radio.
Nice.
all right.
Sponsor us.
Good plug. All right. And last one, real quick. 1 and 2 Port Huron. FA picked up their first one last week against us at 2-1 Roseville. Yeah, they won in blowout fashion last week too. Roseville won.
I'm gonna go Roseville on this one. To me, it's about the home too.
You know what? Watching them. Port Huron they have a good team. I'm taking Port Huron. They have a good team.
They do have a good team.
So, college football. I don't know if you saw the news, but Hurricane. What's his name? What's this one's name?
Florence.
Florence is making way to land. So all North Carolina and South Carolina football games are canceled.
Which I think is the right choice, obviously, for
Yep.
safety reasons.
Which is downing because West Virginia's at NC State this week, but yeah, they'll make it up. But Central Michigan 0-2, Northern
boy.
Illinois 0-2.
Oh boy,
Right,
Central,
real quick
Central,
about Central. They lose to Kansas at home, 31-7, and it was Kansas' first road win since 2009.
That's
Yep.
insane.
That is horrible, both for Kansas
That's
and
tough.
Central Michigan. That is horrible.
Yeah, it's
Central's taking this one. They have to take
If
this
they
one.
don't take this one, then
They need it.
it's gonna be a bad
I'm
season.
giving it to Central.
Yes. This one is probably the best looking one of the week. Number 12 LSU, 2-0, and number 7 Auburn, 2-0.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm really following the hype on LSU this year.
Really?
Really. It's just they looked great. All sides of the ball, to me, they looked great. Against Miami, their first game, phenomenal. They basically said, what's a turnover chain, and got, what did they get? They have a turnover towel.
A towel.
A
Something.
turnover
I
towel.
thought
Like-
that was insane. I'm buying the LSU hype this year. I'm picking LSU in this matchup. Even though Auburn's a great team, too, I think this will be a major upset.
Both teams have momentum. I think LSU's got a little bit more momentum. That's why I'm sticking with them.
I'll go with the home team. I like Auburn in this one.
Interesting.
I do. I like Auburn. And then we got number 17 Boise State, 2-0. At number 24 Oklahoma State, 2-0.
All right, another.
Going
Pretty
with
close.
Boise, Idaho. Boise State
I'm going to go Oklahoma State.
will win this by no less than 10 points.
Okay. That's
I
pretty
will give it to Boise State.
I'm going to go to Oklahoma State.
Ah, Barry Sanders School. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Number 4 Ohio State, 2-0. At number 15 Texas Christian.
Ohio State's
2-0.
looking good, even without Urban Meyer. I don't know.
They're heading to Texas Christian, so heading to Texas. So I'm not what to make of this one.
I'm going to go with Ohio State in this one.
What do I want?
Great. Well,
TCU.
yeah, what do
But
you
what's
want,
going
but-
to happen? Ohio State.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yep. And 2-0 Alabama, number 1, obviously, and then 2-0 Ole Miss.
I mean,
Weird stuff always happens when these two teams
Yep.
play. It always seems to, last few years or so, it's Ole Miss one year, Bama won, then Ole Miss. will pull off another win against these guys.
I'm
What-
gonna go with Bama.
I am too, though.
What I want, like you said, I want Ole Miss.
Yep.
And what's going to happen is Bama, but Bama is not going to win by no more than 10.
Okay.
I'll agree that it might be a little bit close,
I
Yeah.
feel like it's going to be a little higher, though.
but I think
And
I feel like 2
and-
touchdowns.
And what about
Yeah.
Clemson barely squeaking that win last week?
That was such a great game to watch.
very close.
Such a great game to
Very
watch.
close.
Came
That was
down
very-
right to the end.
Yeah. All right, NFL Week 2. So let's get right to it. Indianapolis at Washington, and
Cannot believe Washington won. They were an amazing team. And what did I tell you guys
Washington-
about Jordan Reed? What did I tell you about Jordan Reed? What did I tell you? Wasn't
Well-
going to get injured first off.
well, I
And
was
he did good.
sorry, I was wrong. He didn't stub his toe coming out.
You're right. He did good.
How long do you think he'll last?
Whole season.
Okay,
Whole season.
that's a stretch.
Even if they have to rest him, I don't mind. That's still
My-
the whole season without injury.
Washington is minus 5.5.
I'm going Washington with this. They got a good running game. Adrian Peterson was amazing. Had about 94 rushing yards and oh my god! Did you see the touchdown run? He didn't get touched. He literally stepped over people
Yep.
just to get in.
He
That was
stepped over the line.
amazing.
Yeah,
I think they're gonna be good. Alex Smith, a great quarterback. I'm gonna go Washington on this one.
Luck has a bounce back. Even though he had a good game week 1, but he's gonna bounce back with a win.
All right.
So my man's Chris Thompson.
You love Chris Thompson, bro.
Keep running. I got you on my team.
All right.
I'm
All
going
right.
Washington.
Carolina at Atlanta. Good thing Carolina's getting out of that state.
It's gonna be a.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
and they get to play in a dome. So,
There you go.
so that's why I'm going with Carolina in this one.
This is gonna be a great game to watch. Division.
I don't
game.
care about the
I hope
spread,
it's
even though
really
Atlanta's favorite in this one.
Greg Olson is out. That's gonna be huge for me.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go with Atlanta on this one.
Oh,
I'm sticking with Carolina.
there you go.
I feel like that's a big thing with the spread right now. Greg Olson not being there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we have a really good matchup on paper.
Oh, this is gonna
Minnesota
be such a
at Green
good
Bay,
game.
-1. So basically, this is like a pick, an even spread.
I got Minnesota's defense. All right, Minnesota. I would like 7 sacks on Aaron Rodgers and maybe 5 or 6 picks. 2 of them
Can you
resulting
injure
in
him,
touchdowns.
please?
Okay, well,
Come
I
on,
wouldn't go
that's
that
mean.
far.
I
That's
know.
mean.
I take
Well,
that
I
back.
mean, look at this. First week he got injured.
Oh,
he came
God.
back. He came back in the fourth quarter.
Okay.
How many touchdowns did he score in that quarter?
Solid 3.
And everyone,
3.
and everyone thinks he's the Lord and Savior.
That
He
was a
definitely
phenomenal run.
deserves the money he got paid as of week 1.
Yeah, okay.
He came. From
I wouldn't go
one
that
quarter.
far. I wouldn't go that.
Coming back from an injury, he could have easily sat out the rest of the game to come back and help beat a team that has a great defense.
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
Yeah.
that's great. But
Charger.
I'm gonna go Minnesota on this though.
Soda.
Soda. L.A. Chargers at Buffalo.
Had to go with the Chargers.
Oh my God, Buffalo.
Minus
Josh Allen's gonna start now.
-7.5. Chargers.
I had to go
Chargers.
Chargers. Houston at Tennessee.
No, Houston, JJ
You
Watt.
gotta go Houston. You got Deshaun Watson's got to bounce back.
I got to go Tennessee. Mario has to bounce back in this one.
I thought he was injured.
Pittsburgh. Oh wait, no. I think that Kansas City at Pittsburgh. James Conner. Thank you for
First
thank you.
tie,
Big
Cleveland.
phenomenal week from James Conner.
Unbelievable.
He played really good.
But how? Can he live up to that? Can he perform
that's
every
gonna
week
come
like
down
that?
to this week.
It's gonna go down to the team
Kansas
around
City,
him.
it's a good defense.
They do. They do.
They got
I'm
a
gonna
good
go
D.
Pittsburgh
Still
though.
going with Pittsburgh. Hey,
Yeah.
Big Ben, stop throwing picks. I got you on my
Yeah, he
fantasy
throws a
team.
lot of picks.
The Jets, after that rout in Detroit, they're at home against Miami.
Too much momentum. It's going to the Jets.
It's going to the Jets.
For you, Hunter, I'm gonna do Miami on this.
Boo.
Rookie QB, I think he's
Wow.
struggles in this game.
Boo. Okay. Philadelphia at Tampa Bay is
Oh,
as if I've
God.
never seen.
Ryan Fitzmagic.
That's
That's all you can say.
I've never seen such a. Looking at this on paper, like Philadelphia all the way. But after last week,
You got-
it's still not going to be enough. I got to go Philly.
I'm gonna go Philly though.
I'm going Philly. A. Deshaun. Hope you're okay. Saw the whole thing with the injury.
Yeah,
All
Deshaun
right.
Jackson.
Back.
Cleveland at New Orleans.
Oh boy.
And Cleveland is getting 9 points. And I'm taking them to beat New Orleans by at least 14 points.
Oh my gosh.
New Orleans has
Yes. Cleveland
I'm
will
gonna go New
remain
Orleans.
undefeated going into week 3.
I'm gonna go New Orleans on
this.
this
New
one.
Orleans is going to have
Cleveland. Arizona at Los Angeles, the Rams.
Los Angeles.
Minus 12.5, the biggest spread we got this week. Arizona's getting 12.5. Going with the Rams.
No questions going to the Rams.
Rams.
All right, here it is. Detroit at San Francisco. Detroit's getting 5.5.
This is the bounce back for Detroit.
This is it.
It has to be the bounce back.
This
It
has to be it. The Lions.
This game. Detroit.
This
They
has to be
got
it.
this. I believe they could do it. I'll give it to them.
An AFC Championship rematch.
Ooh, this would be a great game to watch.
New England at Jacksonville,
If Fournette plays, it'll change the game.
but I'm going New England. Man.
I'm
I'm
Go
going
on.
New England.
Yes.
Jacksonville, no matter what.
You kind of have to.
Yeah.
Jacksonville, no matter what.
Yeah. Okay. Oakland at Denver minus 5.5.
I mean, Denver looks great.
They squeaked by. I'm not gonna lie.
Seattle's a good team, though.
Seattle's a good team, but Denver showed that they're not this. They're not going to
They're
be the same.
definitely not the same as last season.
Oh, no.
No.
I'm going Denver on this.
Denver.
I
Oakland just struggled,
think
too.
this one will be
Oakland's been
close.
struggling.
Denver. And Sunday Night Football.
Good
New York
game.
Giants at Dallas.
Yeah, Dallas has
Actually,
no...
Dallas' running game.
New York Football Giants.
Dallas
This
has-
one, Giants.
Giants.
Giants. Dallas has no receivers.
It's gonna
Then
come
they
down to
barely have a
passing
running game.
versus running game.
They barely have a running game at Ezekiel Elliott.
You gotta go. Saquon.
But Monday Night Football. Seattle at Chicago.
Chicago, let's see what you can do.
I'm taking Chicago. I like the Bears.
I gotta go Chicago, too.
The Bears.
You gotta get him.
I'm liking
Bears.
Chicago here.
Real quick to conclude the show. Fantasy Zone, Week 2. I'll start off with Siddums. Sit of the week is Dak Prescott against the Giants, like we just said.
All right.
No receivers, nothing. Matt Ryan against the Panthers. Listed as the same
I like
last
that.
week. Ryan struggled in Philadelphia
He did, yeah.
with 8 points. That's not good. That's terrible.
It really wasn't, no.
Panthers, they're tough at home on quarterbacks last year, as you
Yep.
know. And Ryan failed to score more 17 fantasy points in 7 of his last 8 games on his own turf.
Wow.
Beware. Ryan Fitzpatrick against the Eagles. Okay, don't get into all the hype with 5 touchdowns and over 42 points.
Unless
last
he actually
week.
does get 5 touchdowns and 42 points again.
I wouldn't chase those points into this week if they fell
I
back on
agree.
earth against the Super Bowl champions. Yeah, so
No, you gotta agree.
Derek Carr against the Broncos. Really, he does still has it. It's still awkward when Khalil Mack has more touchdowns than Derek Carr this year. Wow. Just saying. So don't start him. Blake Bortles against New England. He had a mediocre week last week, but it's New England. They gave up 20 to Deshaun Watson, but it's Blake Bortles. I mean, just beware of Bradford.
I'll agree with that one.
Sit of the week for running back Jamal Williams against the Vikings.
All right.
Bliss has him last week. The Bears had a good defense. Now he's playing the Pack. He's playing
Vikings.
Seattle. Seattle. He's playing
The Vikings.
the Vikings. Thank you. I keep thinking he's on the Bears.
I think that's
But-
a good set.
Yeah, he had the second fewest PPR points.
Yeah.
Kenyon Drake against the Jets. Very mediocre against the Titans. Not too good. Chris Carson, even though he had a good hurdle,
Yeah. No,
Still
beautiful hurdle.
not going to be good enough against this new Bears defense.
It's gonna be
Derrick
hard.
Henry, not good against the Dolphins, even though he should have been good, but he wasn't. Mari Cooper, sit him against Denver. Again, why would you start Mari Cooper if Derek Carr is not going to be throwing to him?
True.
Chris Hogan against the Jags. And it wasn't.
Take
He was
that
the start of the
credit.
week last week, but yeah. Apologies to that on that one. See him as a risk ahead. Going against Jalen Ramsey, even though Odell did damage against him.
Oh, yeah.
It's Chris Hogan. So, Randall Cobb, he still produces, but he won't produce much against the Vikings.
We'll see.
Sammy Watkins against Pittsburgh, he didn't do anything last week. So
That was all the Tyreek Hill show, though. You gotta admit that.
Oh, yeah.
It's all
Bust,
about
beware of Philip Dorsett at Jacksonville and Devin Funchess at Atlanta. Sorry.
You're right, though.
Tight
Not
ends,
getting targets.
Will Disley, even though he had a big breakout week, 19 points last week against Denver,
Yes.
still don't believe all the hype. Don't, especially against the Bears.
We'll see.
No.
We'll definitely
Antonio
see.
Gates, he's still a big name, but he's no longer the same superstar as he was before.
True.
So, even though it's against Buffalo, still don't start him. Austin Sphere against Jenkins against New England. He's a touchdown or bust.
That's true. I
So,
can't argue.
and it's the same thing with Kyle Rudolph at the Packers and Eric Ebron.
Wow.
He catch.
He's
I
better
wanna
than
say
Jack
he had
Doyle.
a good first week.
Yeah,
was
he
a good
caught
first
up.
week.
Yeah, he knows how to catch footballs.
Got a touchdown.
Surprised he couldn't do that in
I
Detroit.
guess he didn't want to in Detroit.
See,
Sit-
it's like the whole thing with Detroit. Once
Say
somebody
Kit-
leaves any team, they
Yeah,
instantly become
my
great.
gosh.
Look at Justin Verlander. I mean, he struck out more than 10.
Look at every other sport.
Verlander, Scherzer, Ebron's starting to pick it all up. What's going on?
Yeah, I know. It's
It's
ridiculous.
Detroit.
Here, kickers and defenses. Sid Harrison Buckner against Pittsburgh. Matt Prater against the Niners because he did not live up to his expectations at all. Graham Gano against Atlanta. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Sebastian Janikowski against the Bears. It's the Bears. Can't believe we were saying that now. It's the Bears.
Wow.
And defenses sit the Chiefs, the Cardinals, the Browns, and the Falcons.
Starts.
Real quick.
You got to start Philip Rivers versus the Bills. I mean, Philip Rivers is amazing, and then Bills are Bills. You got to start Patrick Mahomes versus the Steelers after his amazing
Great.
4-touchdown performance. Got to start for running back James Conner. You got to start
Right.
him. He was great.
Have to.
And then Jay Ajayi,
Jay Ajayi.
Jay
I
Ajayi.
like that one.
I like that.
2 touchdowns. Very surprised. He had a
good
great
week
first week, in
one.
my opinion. Wide receiver Emmanuel Sanders versus the Raiders. Their defense
Very
was
good week
pretty
one.
weak, and he looks to be the favorite target of Case Keenum.
And I
Right.
like
And then we
that.
got Josh Gordon coming back.
Yeah.
We got word from Hugh Jackson that he's going to be receiving more targets this week
Josh
versus the
Gordon,
Saints.
Josh
I hope
Gordon,
so.
you amazing athlete, you.
Starting once again, Jordan Reed. Like I said last week, he's going to be the superstar without an injury.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Then you got George Kittle
He's getting
George
versus
Kittle.
the Lions. Lions defense. I'm
Yes.
hoping they bounce back, but
I'm
they were
hoping
pretty
they-
weak against the tight end, and he'll be in the slot, which the Lions are not good at.
Yes.
Defense, you got to start the Broncos versus the Raiders. The Raiders
Yes.
did not produce on offense.
Von
Then the
Miller.
Ravens. Oh my God, nobody talks about the Ravens. They're such a sleeper
Wait,
team. Their
Ravens-
defense is amazing.
Yes.
And
Flacco.
then kickers, Robbie Gould versus the Lions, as we
Yeah.
talked about.
Yes.
And then Dustin Hopkins versus the Colts.
All
All
right.
right.
And this information was brought to you by Michael Fabiano from NFL.com.
Yeah.
NFL, sponsor us.
Please.
Ding ding. And that's all we got for this week. Don't forget to subscribe to our new YouTube channel because we switched over from FHS to Flash to our own. So, and
Don't do that. I will.
don't be afraid to give us a follow on Instagram as well. And of course, apologies, Lions punter Sam Martin ran out of time for him this week. So, till then, till next week, keep it up.